in the next couple of examples, we're going to pick out the information that we need from the graph and come up with our equation of the ellipse in standard form. So far, we've been doing it the other direction, where we're given the equation and we find the important information and we graph it. Now we're given the graph, we're picking out the important information and we're forming our equation for the ellipse. So the first thing you want to do is you want to identify which direction the major axis is running. And the way to do that is to look to see which axis is longer. So here's my center. If I come out this way and this way, it's a total of 6. And if I come out this way and this way, it's 2 and 2, which is 4. So the longer axis is running vertically. Which means our standard form is going to look like this. Because our a squared should always be bigger than the b squared, and since this is running vertically, our a squared should be underneath the term with the y. So now we have to identify the center, our value of a, and our value of b. Our center is 0, 0. Our A, since this is running vertically, our A is from the center out, so that's 1, 2, 3. So our A is 3, and our B is the center out along the minor axis, so that's 1, 2. So B is 2. So when we put this all together, I have x minus 0 squared, and we don't have to put the 0 in there. I can just leave it as x squared. If you want to, you can, but you don't have to. Over b squared plus y squared, or you can write it as y minus 0 quantity squared, over a squared, which is 3 squared, is equal to 1. So here is our equation for this graph of the ellipse. In the second example, again, we're going to look to see which way the major axis is running. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, or 1, 2, 3, 4. So it looks like in this case, our major axis is horizontal. Which means our value of a, which is going to be the bigger number, is going to be under the x term. So our standard form is going to look like this. So now we have to identify the center, my value of a, and my value of b. If I look for the center, that's where the major axes and the minor axes cross. So that's going to be right here, which would be the point -2, 2. My value of a is from the center out along the major axes. So if I count 1, 2, 3, that's going to be 3 for a and 1, 2 for b. So when I put all of this together, I'm going to have, here's my h and here's my k for my center. I'm going to have x minus a -2, so that's going to be x plus 2 squared, all over a squared, which is 3 squared, plus y minus 2 squared, all over b squared, which is 2 squared, is equal to 1. So here is our final equation for the graph of this ellipse.